So now we've moved on from solving quadratics by completing the square to solving by using the quadratic formula. Until you get used to using the quadratic formula, I would suggest writing it out as I have here. Every time you use it, x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And again, that comes from the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So what we're given is 3y squared minus 5y plus 2 equals 0. So that means that a equals 3, b equals negative 5, and c equals 2. So now we simply plug this substitute into the quadratic formula and solve, or simplify it in order to solve for x. So negative b is negative 5, so negative 5. And this is why I suggest always wrapping substitutions in parentheses, so we don't lose a negative or some other value. Plus or minus the square root of negative 5 squared minus 4 times a, which is 3, times c, which is 2. And that's all going to be over 2 times a, which is 2 times 3. So now we just go through and simplify. Negative 5 is just positive 5. Plus or minus the square root of negative 5 squared is 25. Minus 4 times 3 times 2 is 24. All over 2 times 3 is 6. So that equals 5 plus or minus the square root of 1. 25 minus 24 is just 1. And the square root of 1 is just 1. All over 6. So x equals 5 minus 1 over 6, which is going to be 4/6 or 2/3, or x equals 5 plus 1 divided by 6, which is 6 divided by 6, which equals 1. And yeah, sorry, our variable in our equation is y. So this should be y equals, not x equals. I wrote down the quadratic formula using x, but in our equation, it's y. So now we check our solution, or our solutions. So let's try y equals 2/3 first. We just substitute that back into the original equation. 3 times 2/3 squared minus 5 times 2/3 plus 2. We want to know, does that equal 0? So 3 times 2/3 squared is 3 times 4/9 minus 5 times 2/3 is 10/3 plus 2. Does that equal 0? 3 times 4/9, that's just going to be 4/3 minus 10/3. And then in terms of thirds, that's going to be plus 2 equals 0. And 4/3 minus 10/3 is negative 2. It's negative 6/3, which is negative 2, plus 2 equals 0. So that solution checks. Then with y equals 1, we substitute in 3 times 1 squared minus 5 times 1 plus 2 equals 3 times 1, which is 3, minus 5 plus 2, which equals 0, because negative 2 plus 2 equals 0. So with 3y squared minus 5y plus 2 equals 0, y equals 2/3, or y equals 1.